I'm filming on the floor right now. I'm on the floor because it's symbolic. I have been humbled. Truly, deeply humbled. Hello everybody and happy almost NaNoWriMo! It's October 27th and I am nervous and excited because I have set a goal this NaNoWriMo to actually attend my local NaNoWriMo get-together things. So I've done NaNoWriMo several times. This will be my third official go at NaNoWriMo where I've actually created an account and all of that jazz online. But I have never before actually attended any of the kickoffs or the things put on by my local writing community, basically. And so this year I thought I wanted to do something a little bit different for NaNoWriMo than I've done before. I wanted to push myself, and so I told myself I was going to actually attend to those things, as many as I could make it to. Today is the NaNoWriMo kickoff for Salt Lake County, and so I'm gonna go, and I'm so nervous but also excited. I'm nervous because I have to have my synopsis ready to share with people, and sharing it on YouTube is one thing because, I don't know, for some reason it doesn't feel as scary to me as sharing it with people where I can actually see their faces and feel the judgment coming off of them and stuff like that. So I'm nervous about that, but I'm also excited because it's something I haven't tried before. So I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride and show you how it goes, and yeah, so here we go. My ETA right now is like 4 minutes before they start, and I wanted to get there early because we're supposed to have synopses written, and I didn't write mine. I mean, I've had a synopsis written for this book for a long time. I've written several different versions of it and everything, but I didn't bring any of them with me. And then I read in the local group page or whatever, they had posted guidelines on how to write a good synopsis, and mine is definitely not according to those guidelines. So I'm embarrassed that everybody there is going to have these really great synopses, and for some reason in my mind they're all gonna have these mature, good stories, and mine is gonna seem so silly, and I'm not gonna have a good synopsis, and so I'm nervous. Ugh! I'm nervous about all these things. I know it's silly, maybe, I don't know. We'll see, but almost there, so here we go. Seriously the coolest library I've ever been in. Okay, so I did a social thing. I just got home. I'm sorry that I didn't vlog more while I was there. I intended to, and then as soon as I walked in the room just full of people, I realized these are all people in here. That's the only thing I can vlog, and I'm sure that none of them would appreciate being sneakily put up on YouTube, so I didn't vlog while I was there. But I did meet a few people, and it was an experience, I'll tell you. A new experience for me. So first impressions, walking in, I was really nervous and excited, and the two people in line in front of me, because we all had to sign in and get our name tags. So the two people in line in front of me immediately turned around and introduced themselves, and they were very, very friendly. Immediately asked what I was writing, and which was exciting. It was like, wow, this is cool. This feels like what it would be like meeting people in the writing community on YouTube. So that was fun, and I was like, yeah, I fit in here. Yeah, okay, cool. And then as the event continued, more of my insecurities and shyness started to settle in, and that reclusive writer in me kind of started coming out, and I was like, what am I doing here? My time would be better spent at home just working on my book or my YouTube channel. I felt too shy to reach out and talk to the people who were sitting around me because I thought, well, is something gonna start? I knew there was supposed to be a keynote speaker, So I was just waiting for that to happen, but everyone was talking, and then one of the MLs went up and was like, talk amongst yourselves, get to know each other. And that pressure was just like, oh, I have to get to know people. That's the whole purpose of this. And then I like panicked and I couldn't do it, and I turned around with every intention of talking to the person sitting behind me, and as soon as like I looked at their face, they made it clear that they did not want to be talked to, and the writer recluse in them was also coming out, and so they pulled out their notebook and started writing stuff down, and I was like, okay, I'll do that too. So I pulled out my notebook and started writing down a synopsis. Kind of was just this roller coaster of this is really fun and exciting, and these are my kind of people, and oh my gosh, what am I doing here? The imposter syndrome. Afterwards we socialized and had pizza and stuff, and I did talk to some people and ask them about their books that they're writing, and that was really fun. But it became very clear most of the people there, it seemed, at least the people that I talked to, were writing high fantasy, and I felt so silly just being like, I'm writing a Western comedy. I know I shouldn't feel silly about that. It just felt like we're coming from totally different writing backgrounds, which was okay, and it was, I mean, it was more than okay. It was fun and it was exciting and I liked it. I just didn't want to talk. I didn't want anyone to ask me what I was writing, and I didn't want to tell anybody what I was writing. I just wanted to hear about them. So that's pretty much all I did, was I just asked other people about what they were writing and stuff. There was a speaker, so there was a published author whose name I cannot remember, and so he spoke for a while. Just kind of tried to get us pumped for NaNoWriMo, so that was cool, I guess. Oh, and I got a certificate. I got a certificate for having my synopsis already written. Those are my first impressions on the live NaNoWriMo local event that I attended. Will I be attending other events? It's hard to say. As of right now, I'm a little, I don't know if I'll go to another one. I don't know, we'll see. Good morning. It is the first day of NaNoWriMo. Hooray! And I have a confession to make. Right now, at this moment, I am not excited about this. After all the months actually, of anticipation and prep work and excitement and everything, right now at this moment, I am not excited to do this. I got some rather disappointing news last night. That's pretty personal, so I'm not going to share it, but it was a little bit crushing, and as I was getting into bed last night, the thought of waking up at 5 o'clock this morning and writing was about the last thing I felt like doing, and I was sorely tempted to just write the whole thing off, or to not start strong and then play catch up or something. I've been planning to do a 24-hour write-a-thon this Saturday, which to me also sounds kind of crazy, but at the same time, in my mind last night, I was like, well, maybe I can just go through with that and not worry about writing the other days of this week and just kind of give myself a break. But got out of bed and I just realized it would make absolutely no sense for me to put my dreams on hold just because I'm upset about something. Especially being upset about something that's completely out of my control. It makes so much more sense for me to grab the reins of what I can control and make my dreams happen, write this book, do what I'm passionate about, even if I don't feel like it right now. And I know the rest of NaNoWriMo is also going to be like this, especially during Thanksgiving week. It's going to be really hard to write, just like it always is, but I can dedicate 1 month to doing hard things. I'm just gonna hit my word count for the day, and I think once I've done that, it will lift my spirits, and I think it will help me to combat the disappointment that I feel in other areas of my life that I can't control. So here we go. Here's to a great first day of NaNoWriMo to all you out there, even though you won't be seeing this until next week. I hope that your first week goes great, and let's get writing. This world is soft and spinning right before me. Alright, hit 1,814 words. Yay. Hey guys, it is day 2 of NaNoWriMo, and I just got off of work. I'm just sitting here waiting for my husband to come and pick me up. So I already met my word count goal for the day this morning before I came to work, and now it's Friday night, which means that tomorrow is my 24-hour write-a-thon. Why am I doing this? as it's getting closer, I'm getting more and more nervous because I was really tired today. Not really even sure why. I didn't feel tired this morning, but once I got to work today, I had a hard time staying awake, had a hard time keeping my eyes open, and all I kept thinking was, I'm gonna have to stay up all night to do this write-a-thon. And I haven't even really decided, like, am I gonna do this from 5 in the morning to 5 in the morning, or from midnight to midnight? And I don't know yet. So I have to figure that out. I'm not really nervous about the writing part of this. I'm more nervous about the not sleeping part, because I know that's not healthy, and I'm a person who really likes my sleep, and I do not do well staying up late. I can get up early, but I cannot stay up late, let alone be productive staying up late. So that's part I'm nervous about, and part of me is like, maybe I should have planned to do a 12-hour write-a-thon instead of a 24-hour, just for sleeping purposes. So I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna go, but once my husband comes and picks me up, we're probably gonna either go out to dinner, which is usually what we do on a Friday night. Maybe I'll take a nap and then wake up and start writing at midnight, and then just write through the night and stay up until midnight Saturday night. I think that's what I'm gonna plan on doing. That seems the most doable and least intimidating to me for some reason. Alright, it is currently midnight on November 3rd, and I'm starting my 24-hour write-a-thon. My husband has stayed up for moral support. Say hi, Patrick. And Simon's up too. Alright, and so let's get started!
They'll find me in a silver casket floating down a stream. Yeah, they'll find me in a silver casket floating down a...
Okay, it is about 2 in the morning, I think. It's almost 2:30 a.m. I've written a couple thousand words. I think I'm maybe just over 2,000 right now, and I'm struggling. Yeah, so I decided I was going to write from midnight to midnight. When I got home from work, Patrick and I went out and got dinner, and then came home and we watched The Illusionist, and I was thinking I'll fall asleep to The Illusionist because it's kind of slow going movie. But I didn't fall asleep. And then I went to bed at around 8:30, so I slept for about 3 hours and then woke up at midnight, got started, and I tell you what, my husband is a night owl. Patrick really likes to stay up late, and that's when he's the most productive, and that's when, or the most creative, I guess. So since he's in school, he often stays up all night long to do his homework. And so this is no big deal to him. So he's also up and he's doing his own thing, and I'm in here writing. And okay, so this is how it's going. First hour was great. First 2 hours were great, I guess. And I'm proud of what I've gotten done so far. I like the way things are going. But I keep thinking in my head that, oh, I'm just gonna write through the night, and then when the sun comes up I can go to sleep. But then I realized that's not the case. I'm gonna, because this is a 24-hour write-a-thon. So even when I finish writing this, I'm still going to be up for the rest of the day writing more until midnight. And right now that thought is so overwhelming. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it. Maybe I should do just a 12-hour marathon instead of 24-hour, and I should just go to bed now and then write all during the day. That seems way more reasonable. But I said I would do a 24-hour write-a-thon, and in my mind, so I haven't actually seen anyone else do this except for Kate Kavanaugh. I know other people have done it, and that's where she got the idea. But hers is the only 24-hour write-a-thon vlog that I've ever watched. And I keep telling myself, well, Kate did it. And I'm like, well, yeah, but Kate is crazy. She does all kinds of crazy stuff. She's also writing 3 different books at the same time. I'm used to writing by word count. And so in my mind, it's just ingrained. Once I reach a certain word count, then I can stop and be done. But that's not the case here. The case here is that I'm just gonna keep writing for 24 hours. So in my mind, I've already accomplished my goal, and it surpassed my typical writing session goal. And so it's like, it's messing with my mind. Just to be like, wow, but I've already reached my goal. So maybe what I need is I need to set a word count goal for this write-a-thon to kind of push me. I won't feel that much incentive to get there fast because it's not like I could stop when I get there. unless I could. Actually, maybe that's a good idea. I think that will actually push me harder and give me more incentive, is if once I reach a certain word count, then I can stop and I can go to sleep. Sleep is very motivating for me. So I feel like that would be worth it. If I can reach 15,000 words before my 24 hours are up, then I can stop. But if I don't reach 15,000 words, I've got to write for the full 24 hours. Yeah, that sounds good. I've just got to do this however it works for me. I think I need to move.
This world is soft and spinning right before my eyes. In this world she spins around the sun and never does it rise. Oh girl, you were buried with feathers, always tried to hide those things, and I've never...
Alright, the time is now 4:18. I'm just over 3,000 words for the day. And Patrick has joined me on my NaNoWriMo journey. Tell him what you did, Patrick.
I wrote 1,400 words.
1,400 words. His first NaNoWriMo ever, right?
Yes, that's true.
Yes, first NaNoWriMo. He signed up tonight on the NaNoWriMo website. He's writing his novel. What are you writing a novel about?
It's secret.
It's a secret book, a secret project. Yeah. But I'm fading really fast. So my writing is completely useless right now, as in I can't get any more words out. So I decided I'm going to get some sleep and get up at 8 in the morning and keep writing. So that will give me 4 hours to catch up on later, and I'm okay with that.
3.5.
3.5 hours to catch up on later, and I'm okay with that. Alright, so I'm totally failing at this 24-hour write-a-thon. I was gonna get up at 8 and then keep writing, which technically I don't think I was supposed to take a break and go to bed anyways, but it just didn't seem healthy to stay up all night like that, and I really was totally useless after a certain point. And I thought, well, it doesn't really make much sense to stay up all night and kill myself and then stay up the whole day and write more, because I'll be useless the entire 24 hours. I mean, because I was starting off from having gotten no rest in the first place. I was starting off from a full day of work where I was already tired. So to me, it just made more sense to get some sleep and charge up so I'd have the energy to keep writing throughout the whole day, which I'm glad that I did, because I do feel a lot more ready to write now and ready to get going, but it is significantly later in the day than I would have liked to have started. I didn't get out of bed until a little after 10, but that's okay. Mainly my goal is to hit 15,000 words. I think that will be what would make it worth it for me doing this whole thing. So I'm gonna try to get 15,000 words, and there's a certain point in my book that I would like to reach this weekend that I think will make it easier for me to finish this draft of the book during NaNoWriMo, and then I'll be able to start on my next project. Despite my break of several hours to sleep, I'm just gonna keep on going as if I didn't have any break at all. Okay, it's confession time. It is now 7 o'clock at night, and I have not written a single word all day. So much for my 24-hour write-a-thon, you guys. I'm such a failure. But I still want to do it. It's Saturday, and okay, here's a few tips. If you're gonna start a 24-hour write-a-thon, things you need to do beforehand. Make sure your entire house is clean. Make sure you have food in the fridge and snacks to eat, and make sure that you don't have a bunch of other stuff that you need to do that day. I know it sounds like it should be really obvious and that I should have done all of that beforehand, but I really didn't. I just put on my calendar that I was going to do the 24-hour write-a-thon today, and then I think I was kind of dreading it so much that I just didn't think about it. And the time came and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll just push through. How hard can it be? Oh man, it was so hard. And again, I think if I had just planned on getting a full night's sleep and then starting first thing in the morning, that would have been better than going the whole work day and then trying to start that night. That was ridiculous. I think I kind of set myself up for failure there. And then today I did sit down to write this morning after filming that last clip, and I just sat there and was so distracted by what a mess my entire house was. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so gross. It was bad. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna clean the house, take a few more hours out of my write-a-thon, and I'll make up for it tonight and just stay up really late tonight. And then that turned into the entire day. On the plus side, I got a lot done around my house. I finally got rid of the mattress that's been leaning up against this wall in my living room for like almost 6 months now. Finally cleaned and organized my entire office, my husband's desk and mine. And my husband deep cleaned the kitchen. I put away all the Halloween decorations and got out my Thanksgiving decorations and swept all the leaves off my front porch. And yeah, I got a lot done today. A lot of stuff I've been meaning to get done for a long time and needed to happen, just not my writing. So this is what I decided I'm going to do. I have gotten in 4.5 hours last night for the write-a-thon. And so I think I'm just going to take that 4.5 hours and then add on to that tonight. So I'm going to write tonight for as long as I can. If I can get 7 hours tonight, that will put me at 12 hours. So I can maybe split this up into 2 12-hour write-a-thons instead of one 24-hour write-a-thon. And I can still be happy with that, even though that's not what I was going for initially. I think I'm gonna try for that. So then I can write for 12 hours tomorrow. Combined, that will be 24 hours, right? Is that cheating? I don't know. I don't know if there's any rules to this. Maybe I'll go ahead and watch some other people's 24-hour write-a-thons just to see if they had any rules that they were following, because clearly I did not plan this out very well. So yeah, that's the plan. Just let you guys know what a failure I am. Okay, here we go.
Please still come alive at night.
Whew. I have to be honest with you guys, I failed that epically. That was an epic fail. I only spent about 5.5 hours actually writing, and so I really only got about 4,000 words in my 24-hour write-a-thon. And I had been hoping for much more. I have never tried to write for more than a few hours at a time, and I think if I had started in the morning instead of starting late at night, I would have gotten further in, and I think my motivation would have carried me farther. I think maybe I would have gotten 5 or 6 hours in, maybe 8, being optimistic, who knows? But because I started so late at night, and I am not a night person, when I'm tired, it's like my brain turns off, my body shuts down, and I get really grumpy, and not a pretty picture late at night for me. I cannot stay up late. Even doing fun things, nothing is fun for me late at night. But all of that aside, at the end of the day, I am still ahead in my NaNoWrimo word count goal, and so I don't want to think about all of the failures this week because I learned from them all. There are many things that I would do differently if I were to try the 24-hour write-a-thon again. At the end of my 24-hour write-a-thon, I was so embarrassed. I felt too ashamed to close this vlog and to pick up the camera and admit to you guys that I had failed so miserably. I felt like I was letting you guys down, especially every time I got on Twitter and I would see more people being like, yeah, you can do it, how's it going? And I was just like, so embarrassed. I didn't want to tell anybody that I haven't even been doing it, and I still feel so exhausted. Even not writing that day, just the pressure to write the whole day literally exhausted me, and I was tired even the next day. And I slept like a rock. I still felt like I had done the 24-hour write-a-thon just from all of the stress surrounding it for me. In the end, I learned from the experience. The fact that I even tried this in the first place and that I wanted to make NaNoWrimo more challenging goes to show how much I've grown as a writer and how much I should be appreciative of that. This time last year, I never would have even attempted to do something so drastic because NaNoWrimo alone was challenging for me. And I realize it's still going to be challenging this year, and I don't need to make it unnecessarily difficult. And even though I didn't reach 20,000 words by the end of this week like I had these grand visions of accomplishing, I am still ahead in NaNoWrimo, and that is something to be celebrated. I'm ahead right now of where I was last year. This time last year, I was barely scraping by just to keep up with NaNoWrimo. This year, I'm ahead, And that's nothing to be ashamed of. That's nothing to feel down about. And I'm just thinking of all of you out there, some of you who maybe this is your first time doing NaNoWriMo, whether you have more words than I do right now or less words than I do, it doesn't matter. If you are moving forward as a writer, that's what counts. If you've never done NaNoWriMo before and maybe you're a little bit behind right now, you know what? Give yourself a pat on the back because you're doing NaNoWriMo. You're doing more right now than you have ever done, possibly. You're doing more than you did last year, hopefully, and that is something to celebrate, even if you're falling short of the big goals that you have. And we're still early in the game. Just because you might be behind right now, or maybe you're not behind, maybe you are ahead like me, but you're just behind where you would have liked to have gotten to. You know what? It's the first week, you've got time. Celebrate how much you've grown and how far you've come. Celebrate what you've done this week, even if it's a little bit, because hey, you gotta start somewhere, and we've still got the rest of the month to go, the rest of the month to catch up and to push yourself, and also to step back and take the breaks that you need, because being creative is exhausting. But yeah, I just wanted to close this vlog and this first week of NaNoWriMo with my encouragement to you guys not to give up, and to, even if you haven't gotten to where you would have liked to have been this week, or if you have, either way, give yourself a big pat on the back. I am proud of you. We can do this. And I am coming back next week with a vengeance, let me tell you. I am just going full speed ahead next week, but I'm also going to take some time to do some yoga, some meditation, and I'm not going to worry about pushing myself harder than I absolutely need to, unless I've got the time and the energy for it. But if you feel yourself getting worn down and exhausted, take a break. It's okay. And that's all I have to say for you guys. I hope that your first week of NaNoWriMo went really well, and whether it did or whether it didn't, please let me know in the comments below. I can probably relate on some level or another. And yeah, let's do this, guys. Here we go, week 2, moving forward. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Would you come and take a walk with me? We'll cross over the mountains, we'll reach the pale blue sea. I love you, I'm so glad you love me too. Now